Good evening, everyone. It is raining here in Dallas, but we're live. So thank you, you guys, for joining us. And today we have a lot to cover, so we're gonna get right to it. I got Amanda here with me joining.
Hi.
Yeah, so she'll start on the names. If any of y'all have a iPhone name or some other name that doesn't, specifically identify you, let us know, because obviously we want to include you in the drawing, and we also want to give you the 3 positive points. So, yes. Right now, I know that we have a guest today. Andy, he is joining us the same like it was last time. He is has a little bit presentation about the Class 8 or Dispatch AI software, and then he can answer some of y'all's questions. So if you guys have any of those questions in mind, you can start typing them in, in a chat, and we're gonna have awesome time there. Yes. So right now, I wanted to start with going a little bit, what's the market doing? And I have this screen. So something amazing that's been happening in the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks. I mean, you guys probably know a ton about this already by now, because it's been, surging pretty fast, in all the social medias about what's been going on. But obviously we had the Blitz week last week, and Amanda, from what I understand, we did not get any out of service. So
not that I know of yet, but if I get a notification in a few days, somebody's in big trouble.
Yes, but I think we did pretty good from what I hear. Yes, thank you guys for that, of course. And because of this, we've seen the rates go up quite a bit. And if you look at this, again, on my computer really quick, going into all, this is a freight wave sonar, and something interesting they show. Look at the map, how it's been surging. Let me see if I can zoom in just the map. But it's been surging quite a bit lately, and all the rejections right here. It's been surging down here at the bottom in the south, Georgia, north Florida. It's been like, look how dark it is in here. And then, some of the markets, pretty much all the hot big markets too. Like you have, Georgia, you have, I think Dallas, right here, Dallas, Texarkana. Those are pretty dark. Yes, and here, let me see, Vans, if you just do the Vans, it's surging, starting to surge. So basically, we're seeing the season pick up, and then the reefers, if you look at the reefers also, it's starting to surge. I really like this reefer spot, let's do all. Let's do all, spot versus contracts. Look at what's been happening here. I'm just trying to zoom in. Look at what's been happening lately. Look at this right here. So this is basically right before Blitz, right? And look how much it grown. I know that Blitz is one of the main reasons why it's doing this, but there's a few different things that's going into effect. You guys heard about the English proficiency that's going into effect, and some of the states already started to enforce it during the Blitz. I've heard an estimate of market tightening by somewhere in the range of around 300,000 drivers overall, if you take the whole United States, which that is a big portion. They're talking about 10% estimate. We'll see. I want to see what the real number comes out to be, but this will be very, very interesting to see. Yes, and that's going to be enforced by all the states in June. But as we're getting into that, I feel like the rates are going to start to go up. And then also China-U.S. deal that closed recently, or the 90-day, that they opened up for. There's a lot of talk about that it's going to surge. I've read all of those reports, and from FreightWaves, you guys are signed up to them too, so you should be able to read it. Yeah, but it's very interesting to see how this is going to affect. I know that it's not the same thing. Everybody was kind of like waiting to see what's going to happen with the market. Will it be something similar to like COVID, in 2020, because when the whole country shut down? Well, now we know that it wasn't that way. We did see a drop, yes, but it's not going that way, or it wasn't going that way. But there is some similarities where the market dropped a little, and now, because of these things coming out, I feel like the market is finally going to start to turn the corner for the over-the-road trucking. And when you're looking on the spot market specifically, just in 1 week, how much it reacted and it regained, basically. If you look at the map right here, or at the computer graph right quick. So, yeah, you got April, and then it started to drop, and then it went up, like right in the middle of May. So because the market is reacting this fast, the good news for you and me is that the market is primed. It's primed to make to react to any of these things that could basically boost the market really fast. Like it's really good for us. That yes. Anyway, my point is we will see how it goes. Yes. Let me see. I wanted to show you guys just a little bit some other graphs and stuff like that. But yeah, look at here. Like it's amazing. Not a single red. Yes, volume is starting to go up, and you can see where the volume is starting to go up, where it's surging. So yeah, I think that we're gonna have a much better year for the for the remaining of this year, than what we had prior, even last year. Okay, that's the market update. A little bit of that, but well, actually, a couple more things on the volume right here. When I was looking at the spot market, look at these percentages. Yeah, I promise you, this will be the last thing. Atlanta is a huge market. So I'm really excited to see these numbers. They're not just double digits, but these are really hefty numbers. So anyway, with the trade war, I know the trade war is not finished yet, and I've read a couple things. If you haven't read about this, but I read a few things about this China-U.S. Temporary 90-day thing, is where there's been a lot of docks that have been piling up all of these containers because as long as they don't get loaded on the truck, you don't pay the tariff. So now that's this thing has happened, there's going to be a lot of that volume coming in, and of course it'll take about they say 4 to 5 weeks until it really ramps up. But there's a high chance that nobody really knows what's going to happen after the 90 days. So therefore, a lot of the shippers, they would want to stockpile as much as they can so that when the Christmas comes, they have enough and they have everything that they need. So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting. The market's definitely adjusting. I know that the flatbeds are picking up. But that has to do with construction, of course, probably moving all of those warehouses down here. So it's just a matter of time before vans and reefers also pick up. But I really like where the market is heading. Basically, overall, I really like where the market is heading because it's going to be a strong economy for us here locally, and if more and more products are moved in between. All right, welcome, Andy. Thank you again for joining us. So if y'all don't know, this is a software that we have that we've been, it's available to you all. This is a Dispatch AI, one of the first of its kind. It's more than a load board. Andy, why don't you start with a little bit intro again, and just kind of get right into it, because I know you have a topic.
Sure, definitely. So hey guys, hey again, Andy Furku here from Class 8. So we've done a lot of good work on the product since we've last met. We've had a lot of pickup, a lot of folks using the product, some kind of interesting info here. We've actually partnered with Mac and Volvo. The product is called different things based on whoever's calling it. Mac's calling it Load Finder. We're live with them, and I thought the name's a little bit, I kind of like Dispatch AI a little bit more, but I guess it's a personal preference thing. So we just call it Optimizer internally to Class 8. But really what it does is it helps you find the next load. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share my screen here just so that you can see it. All right. And again, as Peter mentioned, you all have access to this. If you have any sort of issue accessing the product, just go ahead and ask the team. I myself am also available. You can also email us at support@class8.com. We're happy to take the request directly, or if you want to go through Peter and the team, that works as well.
Yes.
So you should be able to see my screen here.
Yes, we see
optimizer.class8.com. All right. So here we've got all your screen might look a little bit different. For you'll just see yourself. I have the dispatch review where I can see all the drivers, right? So outside of that, it looks exactly the same. You have access to the same exact features. So here, let's go ahead and take a look. So how do we use this thing? Well, let's look at Lomario here, Lomario Dale. Saw him on the call. He's out there driving. He's currently on a load. Looks like he's going to be empty tomorrow. And this is probably part of it is actually understanding when to book a load. That's one of the I think one of the hardest things about dispatching and about even either dispatching for yourself or dispatching for someone else is when should I book the load? And we actually tell you when to do that. So we'll tell you either bid now, or we'll let you know, okay, go ahead and play the market, which essentially meant bid now, self-explanatory, right? Go ahead and try to pick up your next lane. Play the market means, okay, you can actually start bidding now, but you might want to just see what you can do. You have a little bit of time to actually go out there and find the best load. Really what we're telling you here is, okay, well, it looks like Lomario, and hopefully I got your name right. I'm horrible with names. You're out in around Terrell.
Lomario.
And you're going to be dropping off Lomario.
Yes, Lomario.
And we're currently on time, which is great. And we've got and we're going to be doing a drop off here soon. And this next card here that you're seeing, so the first card is essentially gives you your information. The second card is what you're currently doing. And the third card is what you should be doing next. So since the drop off is tomorrow, this is kind of prime time to go ahead and kind of figure out that next lane. So you're going to be doing a pickup in Texas. And what this essentially is telling you, how this is different from a regular load board, is it's essentially telling you where you should be kind of going to next. So this is telling you to head over to Ridgeland. And if you click on the button at the bottom here, show me negotiation details, this is going to kind of tell you what you should be expecting. So the market's doing pretty good right now. Market low is 180. What this is telling me, just the way to kind of read this, is we've had a bit of market fluctuation, right? As Peter mentioned,
yep.
With the blitz going on, you know, the crackdown on non-English speaking drivers, with all these market effects happening, you still have some brokers who are kind of lagging behind. Maybe they didn't quite expect the sort of market change that we're seeing, and that you saw there through Sonar. But essentially, you still have a lot of these rates that are showing about, you know, 180, 190 per mile. And
So,
really
Andy,
what we're saying here.
yeah, let me
Yeah.
intrude here. So yeah, this is very, very important to mention. There is a dollar difference between market low and market high. Again, I want to reiterate on this. Why do you think that's the case? And what's
On
the
my end?
likelihood? Yeah, what's your why is it
Yeah.
such a big difference, and what's your likelihood? Like, what should me as the owner operator expect on this? I mean, what should I bid for?
Yeah. So in this sort of situation, we're having a pretty quick spike in the rates. So you have a lot of loads that might have been posted a couple of days ago that didn't take into consideration the change of supply. So price is really the intersection point between supply and demand, right? So it's kind of hard when you're the one posting the load. It's kind of hard to figure out how much supply of trucks you're going to have. And so if the supply of trucks is decreasing rapidly, then that means that demand, and the demand, let's say, stays constant, then the price will actually increase because that intersection point will change. And so what we're actually seeing here is you have some dispatchers on the broker side, on the shipper side, who just haven't quite figured out the fact that, like, oh, the market has rapidly changed. So you have some laggard players in the market, and also some players in the market that are, I mean, just to be kind of frank, potentially taking advantage of the fact that in your mind, you're going to the load board and you're thinking, well, okay, the average rate that we're getting right now is 150 to 190. So, you know, I see this load from 180. That's roughly what the market is going for right now. But this is actually not the case because we're having the market dynamics playing a role. We're seeing some of the players saying, hey, I got to get this load out tomorrow. I'm not seeing I'm not getting as many calls from carriers as I used to. Let me go ahead and post some of these loads for, you know, take it down from my 180 place and put it up for 250, 280, 290. So the reason we're seeing that $1 price difference is that humans are slow to adapt, essentially. So I would say in this sort of situation, you want to go, like, the suggested rate is pretty good to go for. Like 230 is not bad. But really, like, if you're picking up for tomorrow, that's the reason this is kind of low. It's like, okay, you don't want to be hanging out for too long. You just want to kind of go and pick up the next load, since you want to keep those wheels turning. And so, like, 230 is a good place to be. But I would say don't go lower than 230. You want to be going from like 230 to 290 for this sort of lane right now. And so everything I've just kind of mentioned to you, you can kind of hover over this, and it'll actually tell you, okay? So from Texas, I mean, this is usually the case from Texas. There's a lot of truckers in Texas. There's a lot of trucks going out of Texas. So competition is still really high. And the trend is kind of flat over the last couple of days. And this is, I mean, the blitz was last week, so that kind of makes sense. And the risk to reward is kind of low. So that's why we're kind of being a little bit more on the, like, conservative side here of saying about 230. But I would say, honestly, in this sort of case, since it's tomorrow and you got some time, so you drop that off, you get unloaded, you know, go big, go for that 250. 230 to 250, I think, is good. If you hit yourself at 290, man, that's awesome.
So when I'm hearing all of this, when I'm seeing all of this, let me just try to rephrase it a little bit and see if I'm on the right path here. This is more than a load board, right? The load board just gives you a bunch of loads to look for, and you have to know what you're doing. This program shows you pretty much what you should be doing. And it has all of these things already explained to you in just a few words so that you can kind of understand. Yes, like when you click on bid now, or when you're on this card bid now, you can see that it tells you approximately where to go next. But then it also talks to you, yes, to improve pricing options, use search, all of these different buttons. But then when you, show me negotiations, you can look at highs, lows, and bid. And what this tells me is that if I, based on the market, even if when I do a search, most likely there's going to be some loads at $1.80, but that don't mean I should book that. That don't mean that that's the that's the max. No, based on this, it's saying that I should easily get around 230, but hey, there's even a possibility at higher than that, depending on maybe the market where it's heading, or specifically loads, all the little specifics and stuff. But the reason why it says bid now is because of the history in that market. It's saying still negotiate though. So, because I've seen sometimes on the same card it says you got to book now. But this one says negotiate, so you actually have some leverage a little bit. But keep in mind that the rates might be decreasing later. So this is interesting. Does that make sense? Is that correct?
Yep. Spot on. So,
yeah, this other one right next to it, you have play market. Why are they side by side like that?
So the system's trying to tell you essentially what to do next, and one of the hardest things for a dispatcher to do, to the point where it's almost unrealistic for a dispatcher to do, just because there's so many different options for what you could do after that, that it's almost like if you play chess, there's this kind of concept that people throw around where, really good players think, 2-3 steps ahead. And what that essentially means is this is your first step. This is your first move. But it's very possible for you to take a bad first move. If you take a bad first move, then your second move isn't going to be as potentially profitable, right? So an example for this is, like, let's say, historically, if you put yourself in Florida, like, that would have been a really bad situation to put yourself in, because you might have
South
gotten
Florida.
a nice load that pays $240, but to get out, it would have cost you, like, you would have probably taken a loss to get out of Florida, right? So now Florida's looking kind of okay. When I was looking at your sonar report, looked okay for drive-in, but, like, generally that's kind of a bad thing to do. And dispatchers sometimes know this, right? Like, okay, there are certain places I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go to Florida. I'm not going to go to Colorado. But sometimes, like, when you were looking at sonar, one of the darkest areas was the northern part of Florida. And so even if you look at some of these, they'll actually tell you to go to Florida, which is something that a human just kind of can't do. He can't really take in all this information of the market at, like, thousands of rates per second and tell you, oh, okay, this is actually the best place to go right now. This is essentially what this tool is doing. It's using AI, it's using compute to actually figure out where should you go, but it's partially based off of the fact that, like, hey, you might actually probably find something else that pays more than this one, but what this is actually doing is it's putting you in a situation where you can do a really nice pickup for the next load after that. So that's why we tell you what to do next and what to do after that. We're essentially helping you play chess, where you're thinking, 1, 2, 3 moves ahead.
Nice.
Really, dude. Yeah. All right. The other thing I'd like to mention is there was a study that was released more recently, but it essentially stated that whatever the posted rate is, like, there's no real correlation between the posted rate and the negotiated rate. And just to kind of go back to what you were asking, Peter, on, like, why is this 180, why is this 290, why is there a $1 difference per mile between these? Well, there's actually a good chance that when you call the 180 load, they might actually be willing to get rid of that for 230, right? They're seeing what they can get as well. So by empowering you with some of this information, you can actually go to them and be like, you know what, on average, like this lane right now is running 230. I really don't have a reason to run 180. And then if you tell them that, then they'll be like, okay, well, let's do 230. Now, if you're looking to end up at 230, you probably don't want to tell them 230. You would probably want to tell them 270 and end up at like 250, 240, 230. But that's kind of part of the game, right? It's the game that we play, trying to book these loads all the time, is back and forth. And there's always some sort of game being played. They'll say, "Oh, I got these other carriers on the line," and yada yada. I mean, you guys know all the tricks, but by actually getting these numbers in front of you, you are actually empowered with that information. You can say, you know what, like this is what the lane's going for, and if they're not giving you that, well, find another load that's going to give you that, right? And so this is really, as Peter said, this is not really a load board. This is just trying to give you the information so that you can, like, knowledge is power is essentially what they say, right? So now you have the knowledge. You can go to any load board. You don't have to use our load board. You can actually go to any load board and use this knowledge to, book your load. But just for a matter of convenience, we actually make it easy for you to just click the search button, and then that's going to pop up the load board, and you can see those loads display there, and you can actually get that load booked. So, so that's really what you're trying to do there.
What's interesting,
Mhm.
yes, I just want to mention that the difference between a load board is, yes, a load board already is for somebody who understands what they're doing as a dispatcher. This gives you information to be on the same level as the people that do know what they're doing on the dispatch. Yes, give you a strategy, give you ideas on where the market is, where to bid, and so forth. But also kind of just everything all at once, gives you everything on easy platter, to make it easier to understand, and have more than one step for you. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
No, that's that's great. Yeah. So actually, one piece that's really interesting here is we try not to use as much of the current load data. I mean, it is current, but we get our data from multiple sources, and we actually have our own algorithm to combine those data sources to figure out what the market is actually doing and what the rate should be. And so it's always, I mean, personally, as a computer geek, like it always fascinates me that when I click on this button, our suggested rate is 939, and I'm clicking on this load board, and we're getting rates for 900, 820, like. That's roughly where you'll probably end up on the negotiation. And if you wait till tomorrow morning, you'll probably see quite a few loads pop in for 950, for 1,000, for 1050, even maybe 1,100. So
okay, yeah, that's a good point, because we've had people ask the timing of it. Somebody calls and says, "Well, I just checked, and it's 6 p.m." and I don't see anything. So this program is not working. Like, what do you say to that? When's the best time to look for this and stuff?
Yeah, I always recommend booking in the morning. You have most dispatchers on the broker side are usually posting these up from, like, let's say 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. So if you've got a market with strong competition, you're probably going to do the best at hanging out until then. And you'll notice here let's look at Brittany as well. So Brittany also says bid now, but she's in a good market. So what's the difference between bid now, good market, and bid now, do your best in a bad lane? Well, to find a really good load coming out of just to kind of chain on the back of your last drop off, if you're in a bad lane, we're trying to get you into a better lane, right? So in that sort of situation, you're probably best booking early in the morning, because you'll be able to get one of those really well-priced loads. Now, if you're in a good market, for instance, Brittany's going to be in a good market here, you can start searching and you can really look at some of these loads. And if you find something that is looking good, go ahead and book it. But you will have probably more flexibility. Like if you really want to book one for, I mean, in Brittany's case, she's empty on the 21st, so she'll have a little bit of time. But like tomorrow morning, you'll probably find really great loads. You'll probably find really good loads tomorrow evening as well. But in this case here, in the bad lane, you know, you probably want to wait till tomorrow morning because it is a bad lane, and you'll want to get that diamond in the rough load to book that load.
I know that from my experience as a dispatcher also, if you're booking for the same day, if you want to have a load today, you have to have something booked before lunch, local time. Otherwise, all the brokers, you know, all the shippers, everything is pretty much done after the lunchtime. And then in the evening, you're already booking for the next day. The same thing with the weekends. You got to be careful. Like there's some brokers that are open over the weekends, but very rare. Most of the time, you want to book for Friday. Anything loading on Friday, you want to book it and have something before noon on Friday. And then in the Friday evening, you're already booking for Saturday, Sunday, if they're open, or Monday morning. And then if you, for whatever case, you couldn't book a load at that time, Saturday morning you have time to book, you know, for those days. But if you didn't, then you're pretty much stuck on, you know, until Monday morning to look at. That's fairly true across the whole U.S. except East Coast or Northeast, because they have a lot more 24/7 open shippers and so forth. But the idea is you still want to you know, account for that. And I really like, you know, there's Lamario, for example. He has you know, not a good area in that area. But then I think I saw the next one person after that. Can you scroll down a little?
Sure.
Yeah, right there. Antoine, Dispatcher's Dream. You know, and then the next one is Time to Shine. The idea is, guys, that you can use this software to get you into a good area. And when you have, you know, places like this where it's time to shine, where it's, you know, Dispatcher's Dream, like, yeah, that's where you win. The question is, how do you get into that? Well, it takes a little bit to, you know, to play with this and to kind of figure it out. But yeah, it's very easy to understand. You have what now and then what's next. Can you show me a little bit about what those other buttons like build strategy and book now? I mean, it's all fairly, you know, self-explanatory to some degree.
Yep. Did Peter get disconnected? I think he might have.
No.
So we have essentially the titles will tell you the action to take, and then under that there's a description, and the description will give some of that information.
Yes. And then what about build strategy?
Build strategy.
Yeah, build strategy button. Yes.
For the button. Yes. So build strategy. Let's say, like in this situation for Antoine here, we've got you going over to New York City. In some cases, let's say you don't want to go to New York City. And again, we spoke about this last time. I'm in New York City. People don't like to come here. Some people like to come here, but some people don't like to come here. Let's say you don't want to come to New York City. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to take this. So what you can do is you can actually click the build strategy button, and you'll see here that it's gonna grab you here. It's gonna set your drop off location, and you're gonna say, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna want to head up, and I'm gonna want to end up in Texas. So I'm gonna put in, like, let's say maybe Dallas, Texas. I want to end up in Dallas, Texas. So let me kind of see what that's gonna look like. And I got my drop off on the 21st, and I want to kind of end up there. Let's see, I'll give myself until Monday. So I'm going to do that search. So how would I go from Port Allen to Dallas, Texas? And this is essentially what it's going to do. It's going to actually build you a strategy where it's going to take you from your initial starting point. Instead of sending you to New York, it's going to actually send you here saying, okay, well, something you might want to try to do is you want to head up here to maybe close to Nashville, and then from there you're going to want to do a drop off at Fort Worth, and then there's a nice little small load from Fort Worth to Dallas, or maybe even Deadhead that. So you can click the View Lanes button, and it's actually going to tell you just that. So it's going to show you, okay, well, you'll want to do a little bit of Deadhead, 6 miles is pretty much nothing, and then from Baton Rouge to Nashville, Tennessee, and this is what you're looking at the bid rate per mile, and then from Nashville to Fort Worth, you're looking at this rate per mile, and it gives you a little bit more of the information. Maybe we go over this stuff a little bit, at a future call, because it's we're start getting a little bit into the science of it. But essentially, what this is saying is there's really the load removal rate is essentially the speed that the loads are being removed from the load board, and load density is essentially the number of loads in that area. So it's just saying, again, that supply and demand curve, always kind of keep those in your mind. Saying there's a lot of loads, but they're not really moving too often, but that's kind of okay because maybe there's a little bit lower competition there. And then the payback score is essentially what's the price and what's the outbound opportunities looking like. So here you can kind of see red is bad, green is good.
Yes.
And then
I know that
project availability will likelihood. Yep.
Yeah, I know that I spoke to Chris about potentially including the anywhere search so that we can just let anybody, instead of saying Dallas, but give me the best case. So that should be coming up soon. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to the team. Reach out to me also. You know my email. You can call me, text me. I mean, I really want to help on this. If you guys have any questions, I know that we've gone over this multiple times, and we really want to make sure that this program is useful for you guys. Obviously, it has a great potential. A lot of interesting things that's coming up as we build on it. Yes, but I know that this software will be very, very useful to be able to get the best loads every single time. So, all right, we'll switch now for the finale. Yes, we're going to be doing the drawings. Mm-hmm. So $300 drawings, we'll make a few of the drawings. You will get $300 plus everybody gets 3 positive points. You already put everybody in?
I did. Everybody that joined before 7:15 or by 7:15 or 6:15, sorry.
6:15, yes.
All right, we are spinning.
Drum roll. I don't know why. Oh, there you go. Is that better?
And Kyle Williams, good job. Congratulations.
Kyle.
You won $300. And I'm making my notes so I don't forget. Sorry, hold on one moment, Kyle. We don't want to forget who wins, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so we remove them, right?
Yes.
I'm not usually the wheel spinner, guys.
All right.
All right, ready for the next one?
Go ahead, press in the middle or somewhere.
Oh. Rudy, you are the second winner.
All right.
Good
Rudy,
job, guys.
Congratulations.
Now, we do need to hear you say that you're here in order to get it before we move on. So let's see.
Rudy.
All right, Rudy's there. Kyle, are you still there? There you are. All right, congratulations, guys.
I got $300 each. And now, yes, let me switch over.
All right, you got it.
Oh, you already have it.
Yes, I checked 2 seconds ago.
Okay, so the third winner for the Most Valuable Operator Award. Mm-hmm. Yes, we got 3 winners. The first one is $1,000. The second one is $750, and the third one is $250. If you have any questions on this, guys, please reach out to me, preferably before the actual meeting starts. But yes, the first winner is
For the
for the
third-
$1,000.
Are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
You're
just
not gonna
do
build
that.
up the suspense.
Okay, fine. The third one.
Thank you.
Let's do the suspense. Okay, you say it.
Okay, so third place for $250 for MVO is Terrence Spencer.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Terrence. All right, you gonna do number 2 or 1? Or both?
No, go ahead. Good.
All right. So second place for the $750 is Midford McGee, Living Water Logistics. Congratulations. And then, Peter, I will let you do top 1.
All right. So the top one at $1,000. I mean, we do this every month, guys. Jason Mirkovich.
There you go. Congratulations. Again, Jason.
I guess we talked about him, so that's why.
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
We can
Yes.
hear
Hear
you.
me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Hey, thanks everyone, and good news. I've been kind of looking at things too. It looks like they're saying after May 30th, for a duration of like 3 to 4 weeks, I guess the rates are supposedly supposed to pick up in the van. So that's a bonus for myself and everybody else that's driving vans. And by the way, congratulations everybody, and thanks PDP family. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks,
God bless you
everybody.
guys.